What's going on, everybody? Jada Black here, back with another edition of What the Fuck is Going On in Entertainment and News. I'm Jada Black, of course. Make sure you like this video, share it once you viewed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right. I'll make sure I have a playlist to the rest of the different podcasts I've done. Okay. And I like to keep my podcast extremely short. I don't want to do 40-minute podcasts. Usually my streams are about that, from about 40 to an hour or to an hour and 30 minutes. Okay. That's when I will go the distance. When I do these particular podcasts, they're going to be short. They're going to be short podcasts. They're going to be to the point. There's going to be a couple of topics. Okay. So that's how I do my particular podcast. So the first topic I'm going to talk about, veteran actress. Hold on. I think they had her as an actress, an activist, and things of that nature. Jane Fonda, legendary Hollywood actress. She was married to Ted Turner. He owned Time Warner Cable. I think he also owned WCW at one point as well. Apparently, according to this article from Refinery 2029, she is retiring from dating. She's retiring from having any type of, relations with men. Now, she is 80 years old, but the work that she has had done on herself is she doesn't look 80. I'll just put it that way. I know you're going to say, well, she's had a ton of work done. I know, but she doesn't look 80. And the fact that she still would be in the mood to get it in, hey, it is what it is. But according to this article, it says, sorry, Jane Fonda has retired from having sex. She literally said as much in an interview with Extra about her upcoming movie book club, which is all about a group of 4 older women who read 50 Shades of Grey in their book club and are inspired to change their sex lives. However, Fonda herself says it's too late for any of that in her own life. She says, I am not dating anymore, but I did up until a couple years ago. She told the outlet, I'm 80. I've closed up shop down there. Okay, that's what she said. She said she's closed up shop up until a couple years ago. So she was in her late 70s still, having relations, However, she doesn't want that to discourage other older women from expressing their sexuality. The whole point of the film is to get rid of the stigma that tells women that they have an expiration date when it comes to feeling sexy and desirable, especially when it comes to acting on it. Well, I would say this. You would think women that age would be married, would be settled down. I know Jane Fonda's been married a couple times, but a lot of women should be seeking a partner. But what happens is, when you have a lot of women who may have some failed marriages or failed marriage, they never get married again, or they've been playing the field for a long time, didn't really get into any serious relationships, they become single and they just stay single, or they just casually date. You do see that a lot. She says, I think it's very individual. She told People, some people have closed up shop down there, and for others, the sex only gets better. Okay. The message of the movie is simple, that older women shouldn't feel restricted by their age. It's about very important things, friendship and sex, Fonda told Extra. And that it's okay for older women to have both. I think it's because older women are more and more single, and maybe they're getting used to just being single and not being married in relationships. But I would say this though, I've noticed that older women are very closed-minded. A lot of them, they get to a certain age, they don't want to have sex anymore. They don't want to change up anything in the bedroom, so to speak, with the man that they're either married to or dating, and that's why their relationships fall apart, or the guy starts, dealing with other females. I think that a lot of older women need to lose that closed-mindedness. Maybe those relationships will last longer. But as far as Jane Fonda, I think women who are younger than her, way younger than her, are going to start closing up shop. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of them are having promiscuous relations with different men for a lot during their best years. So by the time they're in their mid 30s, I mean, they're pretty much sexually exhausted. They're exhausted, and they basically done been used up, and they basically in their mid 30s, they're already used up. That's what you're gonna see a lot with a lot of women these days. I think we already see it. There's a lot of women who are used up and probably ain't even 30 yet. They're so used up. So by the time they're 50, man, they are going to hate having any kind of relations with any man, so to speak. That's because they're all used up, or they done had a bunch of children out of wedlock. Okay, so this is basically older women saying that, you know, we're gonna still try to be desirable and sexy even though we've gotten to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's this: as long as you lose the closed-mindedness, you know, maybe date different types of men that you're not used to, maybe it'll work out. You know, maybe not. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about that topic in the description box. All right, let's talk about Rita Ora. According to wrapup.com, she is accusing Roc Nation of sexism. She said they discriminated against her because she's a woman, and that's why it didn't work out for her musically at Roc Nation. I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard. The music industry, I mean, what company in the music industry would not want its female artists to succeed? Can anybody explain that to me? But apparently Rita Ora is saying this. Now, I know I'm going to have a bunch of people from the UK who know about Rita Ora's music from the UK. Listen, this particular topic is not about her music. It's about the fact that she's accusing Jay-Z and Roc Nation of not helping her get to her fullest potential, even though it is your job as an artist to make sure that you're pumping out good music, to make sure you're working with the right producers and writers. Okay. And mind you, Jay-Z's married to Beyonce. If he's married to Beyonce, he can handle being married to Beyonce. You don't think that he would want his female artists to succeed? I think what happens is that you have people who may be at the label or management who may not know how to manage a female artist. That could be the case as well. So it's 2 years after settling her legal battle with Roc Nation, Rita Ora accuses her former record label of discrimination. Speaking with Britain's Sunday Times, Ora explained why she felt like Jay-Z's label discriminated against her as a woman. I want to find the right word here, and maybe this is my interpretation, she explained, but I do feel I got discriminated against because I'm a woman. I also felt that maybe this is just my interpretation. I could have had a better chance if I had been male. Do you really believe that? There's a lot of male artists that flop too, that don't work out. They end up going from one label to the next, you know? Despite this feeling, Ora said that Roc Nation split was amicable when she later bumped into Jay-Z and label president Jay Brown. She said they were very cordial in greeting her. Okay. Now she is moving on with her sister Elena, who is her business manager. I'd always wanted to become a household name, not just a pop singer. That was my dream. She said, my sister and I, we argue like crazy all the time, but we're very proud of what we've done to this point. During the interview, Ora also denied rumors that she is Becky with the good. Well, before I get to that, I just want to say this, because what I'm going to say is going to segue into her talking about Beyonce and Lemonade. I think what this is, because if they didn't like you because you were a woman, Rita Ora, first off, they wouldn't have signed you. Okay. Secondly, the split from them wouldn't have been amicable. And then you said you bumped into Jay-Z. Okay. And everything was cool. So why is it now sexism? And the reason why I think it's sexism is because Rita Ora thought she was going to be the next Beyonce. And maybe they sold her on they could make her into the next Beyonce, and she bought it. They sold her a dream. They sold her a dream and it didn't work out because even though y'all just heard it, she wants to be a household name. She wants to be Beyonce. She wants to be Rihanna. She wants to be the next Rihanna. She wants to be as big as her. And it hasn't worked out. And now she's blaming sexism. Even though the split from the company was amicable. Even though she bumped into Jay-Z and everything was cool. Okay, so during the interview, Aura also denied rumors that she is Becky with the good hair, the infamous woman that Beyonce sang about on Lemonade's Sorry. All I want to say to that is, dude, if I were Becky with the good hair, wouldn't I actually have good hair? Look at it, she said. It's all weave and extensions. And that's an indictment on you, or Rita Ora, that you have a head full of weave and extensions. Why don't you try your natural hair? Okay, try the natural then. And I mean, Beyonce, she added, oh my God, she is the nicest person, best person I have ever met in the whole industry. I'm not just saying that. I die for her. See, that's the problem. Beyonce has a bunch of stans, okay? Beyonce's fan base that's why Beyonce will never not sell a lot of records and get a lot of streams and not have people come to her shows. Even other artists bow down to her, okay? Nobody can ever say anything wrong about that woman in front of me. I get emotional just talking about it. Aura sued Roc Nation in 2015 when Rita signed. Roc Nation and its senior executives were very involved with her as an artist, read her complaint. As Roc Nation's interests diversified, there were fewer resources available and the company suffered a revolving door of executives. Rita's remaining supporters at the label left or moved on to other activities, to the point to where she no longer had a relationship with anybody in the company. The label countersued the following year before both parties reached a settlement. In 2016, Aura addressed Jay-Z and Beyonce with gratitude. I am still happy I've had the incredible experience. She said, Jay is one of my idols and Beyonce is obviously the queen of life. I've never not appreciated the experience I had with them and the things I've seen. What it seems like to me is that Roc Nation struggled and they had new people running. The reason why I think Roc Nation started to struggle is because Jay-Z's, his focus was in Tidal. Okay. His focus was getting Tidal going in the right direction. And I think what Roc Nation became less and less importance. And you had different people coming in and out. I think Rita felt like the top artist on the label. Okay. And after a while, she was just another person. See, that's what happens. See, when a team fires a coach that, let's say, the starting quarterback was really close with, really had a connection with as far as philosophy on football, okay? Let's say he was an offensive coach and the plays that they ran fit the quarterback because they scouted him, drafted him, or signed him in free agency, so he fits their system. Now you bring in a new coaching staff with different position coaches and different coordinators, and now you have a quarterback who is in a situation where he doesn't really know the playbook very well and he doesn't know the coach very well. So the chemistry is already off. So he has to not only work on building better chemistry, he has to work with new coaches, and that can be tough. The same thing could be said for an artist. When there are new people running that particular label, they're going to bring in their own people. That's just like when you hire a new CEO of a company, he's going to hire people who he feels like will help him be the most successful, or, be, his lackeys, and I think that she felt like she was a big deal, but after a while she was just another artist on the label. And I think that changed. That change is what really bothers her. She went from being number one to being just kind of low on the totem pole, and These females don't like to be low on nobody's totem pole. Okay. So I honestly don't think it has anything to do with, like I said, I'm not there, so I can't say that, but you can't tell me that these people are being discriminatory towards you, but then every time you're around them, you cool with them. That don't seem right to me. That don't seem right to me. I think you're hurt because it didn't work out the way that you wanted it. And now you're suing. That's what it seems like to me. Everything didn't work the way that you wanted it to. So here you go with the lawsuits. Okay. So y'all can let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. All right. Let's talk about R.Kelly. Y'all know of all the accusations. There's a hashtag called Mute R.Kelly. You know, we have this Me Too movement that's going on. The media is chomping at the bit for any R.Kelly news because they want another sacrificial lamb. Okay, they were able to get a pound of flesh with Bill Cosby. Now they want more. Okay, and what I don't understand is, and I'm not, and this is a side note from R.Kelly, I wonder why I'm noticing all these so-called feminists, black feminists, who will be pro-black one day, but then be pro-black men are the worst thing ever the next. Okay, y'all are the enemies of the melanated people. Okay, y'all are. And y'all are the main ones perpetuating this. Okay, whenever the Caucasian feminists need y'all to speak and do anything for them, they know y'all are going to do it because y'all are so desperate for their validation. But that being said, I'm not saying that R. Kelly isn't guilty. I'm not saying that he's never done anything. I think the marriage to Aaliyah was very weird in the 90s. But, and also the alleged sex tape, that was also weirdo behavior because of what went on in it, filming it and certain things. If y'all seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But again, once again, R. Kelly was found not guilty. Okay. There's really no hard evidence to put him anywhere. Okay, so that's why I haven't been one to make any content on R. Kelly because there ain't no proof there. Okay, now all of a sudden we have all these women coming forward, just like with Bill Cosby. You know, you got two new accusers about willingly dealing with R. Kelly. Let's talk about that. Willingly, they weren't drugged, they weren't manipulated, they willingly got with R. Kelly. Okay, let's talk about that. I'm not saying that he's not guilty of anything. What I'm just saying is it's very odd that you will willingly deal with a guy who's very much so older than you, and then now all of a sudden you want to come forward to try to clear what you did, what you chose to do. You know, these chicks chose to deal with him. This is why there's no hard proof that he forced any of them to do anything they want to do. Okay. And if there were anything that was going on, they could have went to the police, but they never did. Okay. There was one guy who I believe sent his daughter to go stay with R. Kelly, from what I understand. But Wendy Williams is defending R. Kelly. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Wendy Williams. I think she is the queen of all trash talk and gossip. You know, she loves to talk trash about people and gossip about people until they confront her about it. Well, according to this article on Hot New Hip Hop, Wendy Williams basically talked about how R. Kelly cannot read or write. And she literally cried about this, I believe, on her show. And she also said that there were things that she knows about R. Kelly that I believe that he's told her that she says she will take to her grave. So there you go, you Me Too movement. Okay, this is a woman telling you that she knows things about him that you'll never know. Okay, so I just think that for the sake of everything that's going on with R. Kelly, interviews, I don't know if it's gonna work. I just think that R. Kelly is probably one of those people who's set in his ways, who he is. I just think that for the most part, we got to stop always looking to blame R. Kelly. We have to look at why these women are drawn to this guy. You know, take away. I know that he's successful in the music industry. I think that's a big draw for some of those females to come to him. But also, you have women who are drawn to him because of his money as well. You know, now I don't know every detail of these new accusations. Some of y'all know more than me, because I know some of y'all are gonna be in the comment section telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. That's because I'm not following this as closely as y'all. I'm not looking to tear down somebody just because the media is tearing them down. You have to look at things from a different perspective. Should R.Kelly be dating underage girls? Absolutely not. He should stay as far away from underage girls as he possibly can. For his own sake and his freedom, he needs to stay away from underage girls. Absolutely. But these girls are going to him and they're staying with him, okay? And now they're coming for it. Why? Because we're giving these women a clean slate. The media wants to give women who willingly got with this guy a clean slate. Now, I know some of y'all are going to disagree, but hey, that's what the comment section is for. We all should agree to disagree. But let's do it in a very respectful manner. All right. So let me know something in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this. And I will see y'all on the next podcast.